Good day, friends. Welcome to a Word of Gord chat. You might recognize the chap and two ladies in that Vermeer painting up there. And may his blessings rain upon us as we discuss these matters of health, illness, cures, and self-healing. At this so-called time on this so-called planet, December 2020, when the much vaunted cures for the much talked about illness are becoming available. I sense many reactions to this. Some of us are very keen to get to the cure dispensing localities, and others of us are rather more wary and feel that these new cures are perhaps a little too new and more than a little untested. Some are sitting on the fence, waiting it out, seeing if the cures will have their victims, and judging as to, well, how many victims? 5%, 10%, 15%. All of these reactions are projections of our inner strength, our inner doubt, our inner sense of mystery. Can these problems be solved? Can any problems ever be solved? Or just kicked down the road till the next occurrence of said problem? And you're perhaps wondering, what do I mean by problem? Well, we all have our definitions, and I sense a problem as an energy blockage that seems to halt your onward progress in your day-to-day life, in your year-to-year planning, in many areas of your life. A problem that is something that has to be overcome, a challenge to your self-reliance and inventiveness, shall we say. And we all have our own ways of being inventive. If there's a problem in your house, you might hire a professional, or you might do a bit of it yourself. Many variables. With illness and in health, and cures and self-healing, that whole sphere of activity, there are many approaches and have been for centuries. Herbs have been successfully used for cures for many centuries. They have their strident critics today from the world of technologized medicine, but they always have. There are many cultures around the world that have their own version of herbal cures, the Chinese one perhaps being the most famous. And I think the proponents of technologized medicine have decided which elements of the quote-unquote natural cure community can be successfully undermined, criticized, mocked. And usually the Chinese one they avoid. It's too well entrenched in its culture. much too well entrenched. Whereas, how shall we say, European-based herbalism is not exactly tottering on its heels, but it is has been more successfully undermined by the pill producers. My take on this situation is to provide opportunities for self-growth, as I have hinted at and talked about in many other videos. The self-growth being the knowing that might be a seed within you now, or even a sprouted seed, that you can, in many circumstances, heal yourself. And how does one do that? With energy. The same energy, well, not exactly the same, but a similar unseen energy, the one that powers your thoughts, the one that vitalizes your emotions, the one that keeps the physical mechanism going continually. The blood, the breathing, the heart, all that miraculous stuff that we tend to forget, being rather busy with the sundry tasks of daily life. Self-healing can be mildly successful, wildly successful, and anywhere in between. It depends on a number of issues. The primary one being is your, self-esteem and your measure of doubt that you allow into your self-esteem. I'm going to say that you're a sovereign being and that you are in total control of your life and destiny. That you came here with a plan which is unfolding bit by bit, with career, family, hobbies and interests unfolding before you. And you become more versatile and intelligent as you take on these challenges. Any of these challenges, and I include that the more, modern ones of gender flexibility and gender reassignment, and leaving your, if you don't mind me saying so, third world culture, and charging any way you can into the first world. We've seen this a lot in many recent years from thousands of refugees, economic migrants. Of course they feel forced into it, I'm not denying that, but they are making a huge cultural change. And some of them come to my country where I live, and I've had a chance to chat with them, and they're pretty darn glad to be here. And who could blame them, judging from where they're coming from? So, again, the challenges. There's the average day-to-day challenges of career, house, car, family, health, and all the regular annoying little things that you have to do every day or every other day. And they're all challenges. And health issues are the same. And whether you're changing a light bulb, putting fresh concrete on an old set of stairs, or hanging up the Christmas decorations, or convincing a wayward child not to indulge in hard drugs, or realigning yourself with the realities of spirit that you may have let slip in your busyness. And obviously I'm going to focus on the health challenges, or the so-called illness challenges, and the hurdles of cures and so-called cures, and the competitiveness amongst the various producers of cures. The basic principle I'm going to evoke here is one's ability to self-heal. And if you don't believe in this at all, there's probably nothing I'm going to say that will convince you. But if you have a smidgen of belief, perhaps I can expand that. And if you have a fair amount of belief, well, we can bolster that up too. So, attitudes, meditations, energy work. If you find yourself with some small but not overwhelming symptoms of the illness, you can cure yourself of them through meditation. Some people feel, and I've done this myself in the past, two or 3 days of good meals and lots of sleep is as good a cure as any, and I'm not disputing that. It is. A lot of our illnesses come about through physical and psychic exhaustion. You're just wiped and something gets you, right? Germs, bacteria, viruses, they're charging about the place looking to expand their market share. Just like anyone else in a capitalist economy. They're looking to expand too, like the seeds from flowers that the birds carry away and drop in another part of your garden. They're looking to expand too. Suddenly you've got nice little yellow tulips where you went, hey, I didn't plant those. I've got some poppies that were done the same way. Lovely little fellows they are too. So you get this notion of spreading. Everything that is born and becoming sentient wants to spread. And they do. Mushrooms, trees, flowers, weeds, everything spreads until it meets a wall that says, no, you can't spread here. And then we get into the competitiveness of the natural world as an analogy to the competitiveness of the economy and the geopolitical structures that are constantly expanding and contracting. So you have the power to self-heal. And if you have some minor symptoms that worry you, do a meditation where you bring down that white light of love and understanding that I have spoken of many times in the past, and bring it down through your crown chakra from the higher worlds. It's always there. The healing energy of the universe, it's always there. Nobody owns it. You just sort of borrow it. And you can get quite jokey about it, the way that many men have said to me while drinking beer and socializing, you're only renting this, and because you go to the washroom, And same with that universal energy. You're just renting it for a little while. You don't own it. You ask for its assistance and down it comes. So bring it into your body and ask it, or command it if you want to be pushy, to cure the various symptoms that you may be feeling. Headache, dizziness, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Symptoms are just symptoms. Some seem to have more power than others. Yes, but they're just symptoms. They're just side effects of what's going on. Some of you will take the medicines that are being made available. And if you feel that they're perhaps a little too strong and are leading to side effects that you find unpleasant and worrisome, do that same healing meditation and direct it towards your perception of the side effects, the deleterious side effects, whatever they may be. Doesn't matter what they are. You're in the driving seat. Do it. Some of you who would not take the cure unless you were dragged to it kicking and screaming, which I doubt that you will be, but you may have to jump a few hurdles later. And we'll see how those hurdles go depending on the percentage increase of side effects and who really gets more ill, worrisomely ill, than they were expecting. And for those of you who feel that you're being compelled through various status situations within society, employment being one of them, to take a cure that you do not want or wish for, the same principle of self-healing applies. And the word I'm going to use this time is neutralize. You can neutralize the effect of any chemical bonding, any molecular structure that is in your body. And that is what you need to do. Draw down that same energy, the light of love and understanding, the healing energy of the universe that nobody owns, and direct it to neutralize the foreign substance that you have been pressured into taking, or the substance that feels foreign to you. Doesn't matter what anyone else says, me included. Does it feel foreign to you? Does it feel upsetting? Does it feel like an attacker? That is what you need to neutralize. You don't have to defeat anybody or anything or any structure or any, how shall I say, border. Neutralize it. You have that strength. You have that inner wisdom. You have that inner ability. And obviously I'm in an encouraging position here, and I cannot give you any ultimate certainty as to the results. But what I can give you is the feeling of inner power that you will get from attempting the exercises that I have indicated. This may seem magical. Magical thinking, as the cynics like to say. And to them it will be, and I'm not probably going to convince any of them. But for you who are interested, this is a path. This is a path that can lead to a certain level of fulfillment in your own belief in yourself. Rather than me talking to you about the sovereignty of your being, you can prove it to yourself. And I wish you all success in the attempts. And don't give up. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And meditation's always a blast anyway, no matter what you're doing with it. Just take 15 minutes and do it, what I just suggested. Calm yourself, look at your breathing, see yourself as a being, a physical being in a physical world that is composed of many elements that are, most of the time, quite in harmony. You know, that those lungs and those hearts don't need any instructions on how to operate, although they do get old and break down. But there are reasons for that. And some of them are pre-birth choices. You want the challenge of an ill body. And that is very real. And again, maybe a point of view that you feel is inadequate, unfortunate, and just plain wrong. But I'm suggesting to you that it's real. And even if you feel that you have entered into that sort of a contract with your pre-birth self and do not wish it to continue, you can reverse that contract. It's not set in stone. Nothing is. So, I trust these words will not fall on deaf ears. And if it fell on deaf ears, they probably switched off ages ago. And for those of you who are listening, much love, much companionship, much spirit sharing. The brotherhood of man and angels and all sentient beings. We're moving there. We haven't arrived yet, but we're on our way. And don't lose faith. Replace that faith with knowledge, and get that knowledge from working on yourself. And until next time, friends, goodbye.